Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a very exciting video, and I know I say that in almost all of my videos how it's so exciting and I'm very excited, but it's because I really am. But today more than ever, because you guys already read by the title, the GTR is finally getting an exhaust, and let me tell you that it's been long overdue because this car is a very nice car to drive. You really enjoy it, but not as much as all the other cars in the garage because there's just nothing to hear while you're driving. It's stock, and frankly it just sounds like nothing. If you guys want to have an idea of how it sounds, just turn on the vacuum cleaner. I swear that's as best as I can compare it to, but either way, we're going to fix that today. It's going to be getting an Armytrix full exhaust, and I know many of you guys already knew that or saw that coming because you've seen this box in many of my videos, and it's finally going to be getting installed today. I can't wait. I've been waiting for this day. I don't know, I'm so excited. It's not even my car, but I know it's going to sound pretty good. I've been listening to many YouTube videos of GTRs with the Armytrix exhaust, and it sounds pretty good, but I mean, it's different hearing it on video than in person. But let's go ahead and take everything out of the box. I can't say that we're going to open it together because I was so excited I couldn't contain myself, and I opened it once I received it. But I only ended up taking out the downpipes, which are not going to be getting installed today in this video because it will require a tune, so we will do that in a future video. But today we'll be installing everything from the downpipes on. And everything is finally outside of the box. Let me tell you, that was like a scavenger hunt to take everything out of here. But I can tell that they actually took their time in packaging all of this. Like I said, I almost got lost here trying to find some parts. One of the tips, kind of had to swim in there to take it out. But not all of the parts out, so we can go through it. And by the way, if anyone is looking for some popcorn to have while watching this video, I have plenty right here. Just saying. Let's go through everything that was in the box. All right, so these are the downpipes right here, which, like I mentioned before, we won't be installing them in this video, but stay tuned for future video where these will be getting installed. And then here's the white pipe, and here are the tips. Can any of you guys guess what color the tips are going to be? Comment down below and let me know. Here's the center section, and then here's the rear section of the exhaust. I'm guessing this is some hardware for the installation. And then here in this box, which is, wow, very nicely packaged and done, I'm guessing here are, like, since this exhaust, you can actually control different modes to, like, oh, sorry, I'm stepping all over this popcorn. Maybe I shouldn't be while talking. You can actually control it to like a quieter mode and then a louder mode. So I'm guessing that's what it's in this box, but we'll go ahead and open that later. And as a matter of fact, we'll go ahead and open all of this later because there's plenty of things that need to come off this GTR before we can get to installing all of these parts. So right now, I think I'm just going to focus on removing all these covers from down here, removing the entire exhaust, and then we can get to the fun part. Okay, so I think I have all of the tools necessary, at least to start by removing this panel, whatever you want to call it. It has a lot of bolts, let me tell you. I went ahead and counted them, and it has 25 bolts, and it has 5 clips. So these bolts will be using a 10 and 12 millimeter, and then these will just be using a clip removal tool. And this is just this panel. There's another panel I need to remove towards the front. But let's see, let's get started with removing this one. But I have to say that since summer is right around the corner, it's starting to get even hotter here. So I think I'm just going to open up the garage door just a little bit to let some cool air in. And no, don't worry, Sasha's not gonna run out. She's a good dog, but let's go ahead and get started. All right guys, so I just removed that panel and it's right here. It wasn't too bad. It just had lots of dirt and rocks that almost fell on my face. Now let me show you. This is how it looks now. Now the rear part of the exhaust is exposed and it's being held by 2 mounting points. So there's one right here and then there's another one here. I think that's it for now. At least that's all I can see. I'm not sure if it's being held by anything on these 2 sides because there's these plastic covers, which by the looks of it, I think I'm gonna have to remove them. So I'm going to take those off next. And then there's also another mounting point, I believe somewhere here in the middle. So I need to look at that later too. But I think now I'm just going to start by removing these plastic pieces and then work my way up from the front, start removing the exhaust, and then head towards the back. All right guys, so now the stock white pipe is off and it was pretty heavy, but I managed. I think that I could have probably found an easier way to remove it. Let me show you what I mean. I think I could have probably removed this bracket or bar right here just to make it easier to slide off, but I guess it's too late for that now. So now we only have the rear part of the exhaust to remove, which is one entire piece. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. If I thought that was heavy, imagine this. And let me show you. So once I removed these 2 plastic pieces that were covering here, it does have 2 more mounting points. So in total, this has 4 mounting points and then 1 here in the middle for the center part. So now we're just going to move on to remove that. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And then once this is off, we can finally move on to unwrapping everything here and then get on with the really fun part, which is the installation. And apparently someone's not having too much fun. She decided to nap. That's how much she's enjoying this. Okay guys, I'm so glad that that's off because it was a pain. I'm not gonna lie. was a bit heavy and just a mission to take it out from under the car. But let me show you what I did, because luckily I got a bit creative and it helped. So I ended up using this camera tripod to support the pipe here, and that worked well because I was just able to support it. Meanwhile, I worked on unscrewing the bolts from here, from the mounting brackets. So what I did after I was done, I just kept 2 nuts on either side, and then I just held one part of the exhaust, took off one nut, then switched hands, and then took off the other nut. And then I basically had to balance and then just play around with it when removing it. And it was pretty heavy. I had to kind of play on here because there was limited space and it just kept getting stuck on this part. But so glad that it's finally out. So this is everything, and here are the tips. Now we get to open up the new exhaust. So here it is. This is the Armytrix exhaust, and I am so excited to have finally opened it. So this is what it looks like. We're going to be installing this soon, but I just wanted to go ahead and show you how it looks. And I'm so impressed. It's such good quality, and it's stainless steel. You can just tell by the welding how good the quality is. I'm extremely impressed. So these are the downpipes that we won't be installing in this video, but they will be installed in a future video, so do stay tuned for this. And for those of you that were guessing, I'm not sure if you guessed right, but the tips are gold. I can't wait to see how they look. I think they're gonna look awesome. And so basically what we're gonna do is we're going to make our way backwards with the install. So first we're going to be installing this rear section, then this center section, and then we're gonna finish off with the white pipe. So I cannot wait. I've been waiting for this since I started the removal of the old exhaust. And then we need to finish off because it is a valve system. So this is what was inside that nice box. So this is basically gonna be connected to the OBD port, and these are the remotes to control the exhaust mode. So this is the installation. And here, if I can get this, all right. So basically this needs to be run to the vacuum line and then the cable to the OBD port. But we'll touch on that later once the exhaust is installed. All right, it's getting popcorn there, but okay. Probably put that in wrong, but let's go ahead and now start this installation. Okay guys, so I already installed the rear and center part of the exhaust, and it was so much easier than removing the old one. I thought it was gonna be as hard, but it wasn't, so I am so glad it wasn't. Now, why not turn it on and hear how it sounds without an exhaust? It's probably gonna be really loud and obnoxious, but I still wanna hear how it sounds. And I think it's probably best if I take Sasha inside the house, because then she'll probably freak out. Oh, and I also need to put this stock valve control box back on. Once I connect this, then we can go ahead and lower the car and turn it on and see how it sounds. Now we are almost there. I need to get the white pipe installed. Once I have it installed, oops, I almost fell. I need to go ahead and center the line, everything, just so we can tighten the bolts, and then we can go ahead and run the vacuum line. So I'll see you guys when I'm about to connect the vacuum line. Alright guys, we're almost there. I know you want to hear the exhaust, so do I, but I just ended up running the vacuum lines, so I want to show you exactly what I did. Okay, so I started off here and ended up running the Armytrix vacuum line. Through here, there's actually a hole from where this battery is. I just fed it down and it ended up coming from underneath the car, behind the fender, and then I just ran it all the way. I didn't connect anything just because I wanted to make sure I had the appropriate length. So once I made sure that was good, then I came and lowered the car. And then I came on to this side. There were some covers here that I ended up taking out, but I ran that vacuum line underneath these panels just to keep it clean. And like I said, it had to come to this side. So once we were here, I ended up disconnecting the stock vacuum line from the intake manifold, and I ended up connecting it to this T-fitting. So it's connected, it's the one at the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see. So it's the one at the bottom. Then I had to cut a piece from the Armytrix hose line. And then that's the one that's connected now to the T-fitting, but it's connected to the intake manifold. Then I had to cut another piece, and it's about, let's say about 10 inches, which is on the other side of the T-fitting. And that one, I just fed it onto this side. There's like a little hole right underneath there that you can feed that vacuum line to. I ended up connecting it to this one-way valve that Armytrix provided. So then you have to cut another piece, which is this one right here, and that one connects from the one-way valve all the way up to the solenoid. So now from this solenoid, you connect it towards the bottom. Now that Armytrix hose line that we ran from underneath the car and we ran it from that way all the way up to here connects horizontal, which is this one here. Then, so you did all of that, you get this blue cable, and then you run this, and this is going to be connected to the OBD connector, and which is right here. This is the Bluetooth dongle, so you can actually control the exhaust modes with your phone. And then this piece is going to be connected to the OBD port, and then you can control it with a remote control, which is right here. So this is for closing the valves and opening the valves. All right, so now that I explained to you all of that, let's go ahead and finish connecting this. Then we can turn on the car, hear the exhaust sounds, and then I also want to show you that vacuum line underneath the car and also how the exhaust looks, because I also need to connect the tips. So we finally got to hear it sounds, and it sounds amazing. I am so happy that I finally got this exhaust installed done, because the car no longer sounds like a vacuum. Although I do have to say that the cold start does sound pretty much stock, but you can just open up the valves and then you can really hear it's like a low, deep sound. And then you guys heard the revs. In love with it, absolutely in love with it, and pleasantly surprised with how it sounds. I mean, I had heard it in videos, but it's completely different hearing it right here in person. Now let me show you guys the tips, which I'm completely in love with how they look. I'll give you like a side angle here. Look at that. I think it looks amazing. I love the contrast with the orange color with the gold tips. I just think, whoops, I'm gonna fall here. I think that's a better angle. I just think that the GTR needs some gold accents, maybe like some gold rims, but that'll come later on in the future. But I really do like this because you don't really see this color on the tips too often. But now let me show you the exhaust. Let's get in here, let me get my light. So here's the exhaust. Really do like how it looks. I love the finish. Unfortunately, this is all gonna be covered. It won't stay looking this pretty. But that's pretty much it. And now let me show you the vacuum line that I was talking about. So this is the vacuum line where I ran it underneath where the battery was, and then it comes out from behind the fender. Now, I know this cable is loose now, but I'm just going to tie it up here with zip ties all the way. Then make sure it goes under this cover. Well, just pull the rest under this cover, all underneath here. And then with this cable, I'm just going to go ahead and zip tie this to the sway bar, to this really, really skinny sway bar, which that'll have to be upgraded soon. But either way, I'm gonna just zip tie this to the sway bar, and then this will be covered with the panel that I need to put back on. So that'll be just fine. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and clean up everything, clean up the cable, and then just put the panel back on. I won't show that on film because it's pretty boring. And it's a shame that I really couldn't take it outside to hear how it sounds open throttle because it's been raining on and off. But I promise you guys, I will be doing a video later on in detail so you guys can hear, because I'm dying to hear how it sounds outside. So I'll be doing launches, I'll be doing flybys, and I also did a video of how it sounded stock. That's where it has the GoPro with this mic, just because I really wanted to keep the same sound position. So do stay tuned for that. And also the downpipes will be installed later on because it sounds good now, but I think it could sound even better and it needs a little bit more louder. So that video will be coming soon. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this install as much as I did, and I'll see you guys on the next one.